all about British broadsheets. The United Kingdom is the kingdom of newspapers. People have said that for hundreds of years. As an old, industrialized power, the British journalism industry has always held a pivotal position in the world. Its newspapers often played the role of public opinion authority. The standards and practices for their news, speech and reports are often followed by other newspapers. There are more than 60 million people in the UK, with more than 130 daily newspapers and more than 1,300 weekly newspapers in the country. The daily sales volume of various newspapers is nearly 20 million, ranking among the best in the world. Newspaper companies have different ideas and styles for different kinds of readers. British newspapers can be divided into serious newspapers and popular newspapers, which are commonly known as broadsheets and tabloids. People call the tabloids red tops after the red-colored titles, which covers entertainment, gossip, horoscope divination, food, music, novel stories, etc. The themes are very rich, and the titles are varied to attract the attention of as many people as possible. Generally, tabloids are very popular. In short, the format of the major newspapers is attributed to political control, and the trend of tabloid newspapers stems from market changes. The styles of the tabloids and traditional newspapers are gradually distinguished from the readership. If you ask an Englishman what differences between a broadsheet and a tabloid, he will tell you that apart from the difference in the size of the newspaper, the content positioning is also different. The broadsheets are serious and mainly provide authoritative news on politics and finance, such as The Times and The Guardian, etc. They are for the elite, who pay attention to current political news, and have clear political divisions. They not only have strong political influence in the country, but even have widespread international influence. Tabloids are vulgar and love to write about celebrity gossip and sensational crime stories. Tabloids such as The Sun, the Daily Mail, the Daily Mirror and so on are popular with many lower-class people, and are aimed at the general public with relatively low education levels. They have mostly trace amounts of news, which meets the reader's daily needs and their demand for entertainment. The two most famous tabloids in the UK are The Sun and The Mirror. The traditional image of a British gentleman is wearing dress clothes, holding an umbrella in one hand, and a newspaper in the other. There is even a saying, "From the newspapers read by the British, we can see what class they are in." The Thames and the Sun are flying together. The side of the Prime Minister along with naked girls can only be seen at the British newsstand. The most popular British broadsheets are: Number 1. The Times, published in January 1st, 1875, political leaning, conservative, right-center. The Times is a comprehensive, national, daily newspaper in the United Kingdom. It is a newspaper that has a huge influence on the domestic politics of Britain and the politics, economy and culture of the world. It is serious, objective, in-depth, and conservative. Now affiliated with Rupert Murdoch's News Corporation. For a long time, The Times has been regarded as the UK's first mainstream newspaper, known as the faithful recorder of British society. It is the oldest and most authoritative serious newspaper in Britain. The Times is so well known, its sound is louder than thunder. The Times readers are mostly right-wing, highly skilled professionals such as bankers, professors and doctors. Number 2. The Daily Telegraph, published in June 29, 1855, political leaning, conservative, centre-right. The Daily Telegraph, managed by London Media Group, is the biggest and most authoritative national newspaper in the UK. The motto of the newspaper was, is, and will be. The sentence can be seen in every issue of newspapers and editors. The newspaper has always been aimed at providing adequate, clear and understandable news and mainly reflects the views of the conservative right. It follows the principle of combining serious news and human news. Its sales volume, first in the serious newspaper, number 1. The Daily Telegraph is not only issued in the UK, it has a strong influence in the world, and it often has first-hand information. After the World War II, it won a wide reputation because of its firm opposition to appeasement policy. Later, it became a high-end newspaper with sales exceeding 1 million. The newspaper pays more attention to international reporting and timeliness. In 1976, the newspaper's reporter in Beijing first reported to the world about China's smashing of the Gang of Four. Readers of the Daily Telegraph believe that past leaders governed the nation better than the current leader. Its readership is usually right-wing upper class, mostly wealthy farmers or bankers. Number 3. The Guardian, published in May 5, 1821. Political leaning, left-center. The Guardian, The Times, and the Daily Telegraph are collectively known as the three major newspapers in the United Kingdom. Now part of the Guardian Media Group, it also includes The Observer and the Guardian Weekly. Originally called Manchester Guardian, it was a local newspaper, and gradually developed into a national high-end newspaper. It is also very rare that the UK can achieve the status of an international newspaper from a local newspaper. The Guardian mainly reports on international news, and is good at publishing comments and analytical feature articles. Since its inception, the newspaper has been acting as a spokesperson for the Liberal Party. The readers are mostly middle class and intellectuals. There are 24 major pages every day. The style is relatively lively and has color printing. It has been in the hands of the Scott family since 1907. It is most famous for its cosmopolitan views, literary criticism and foreign communications. In general, The Guardian's readership is aspiring middle class, left-winged and living in spacious, privately owned housing. Number 4. Financial Times, published in January 9, 1888. Political leaning, economic liberalism. The Financial Times is the largest national financial daily newspaper in the UK. It mainly reports on financial, industrial and commercial news, as well as domestic and foreign political trends related to the economy, and details on daily stock and financial commodity prices. Both domestic and foreign financial and economic circles have a certain degree of authority, and almost all large companies around the world have this newspaper. The newspaper has branches around the world to make first-hand reports on local current affairs. Financial Times is generally divided into two major stacks. The first stack mainly reports on current affairs news from all over the world, and the second stack reports business and financial news in detail. The Saturday edition of the Financial Times has special editions for culture, art, and events. The newspaper has a large amount of information, many charts, and detailed content. It pays attention to world economic reports, and it is often accompanied by a special issue that specializes in the statistical and economic statistics of countries in the world. Readers of the financial news are concerned about the flow and development of money, the political and economic situation and policies of various countries. Number 5. The Sunday Dispatch, published in September 27, 1801. Political leaning, conservative. A sister publication of the Daily Telegraph. Although the names of Sunday Dispatch and Daily Telegraph are connected, their actions are separated. The Sunday Telegraph has its own set of policies and editing organizations. They are relatively independent. It merged with the Sunday Express on June 18, 1961. Number 6. The Observer, published in December 4, 1791. Political stance, left-center. It is the oldest Sunday newspaper in the world and the sister of The Guardian. Most of the issues it discusses are about social freedom or social democracy. Number 7. The Sunday Times, published in December 18, 1821. Political leaning, conservative, right-center. The Sunday Times is the UK's most sold national newspaper in the high-quality media market. The newspaper is published by Times Limited, a subsidiary of British News, which also owns The Times. As of December 2019, the company's sales were 75% more than its sister newspaper The Times. In addition to the major journalism sections, it also has independent news commentary, business, sports, currency, and agreed-up sections, all of which are big newspaper sections. It publishes the Sunday Times Rich List, which is an annual survey of the richest people in the UK and Ireland, equivalent to the US Forbes 400 list, and also publishes a series of rankings, including private companies in the UK. Comments, especially the Fast Track 100 in the Sunday Times. This article also lists the annual league tables for the best performing state and private schools in the UK for junior and high schools, titled Parental Power, more information available online, and the UK annual league table. Universities and similar universities in Ireland. It published the Sunday Times bestseller, giving a list of books in the UK, and a list of 100 best companies to work for British companies. It also organizes the annual Sunday Times Oxford Literature Festival and the Sunday Times Education Festival held at Wellington College each year. Number 8. The Sunday Telegraph, published in February 5, 1961. Political leaning, conservative. The prosperity on Sunday is a unique phenomenon in the British newspaper market. Britain's daily newspapers do not publish newspapers on Sundays. In the past, Sunday was a dead day. Shops, restaurants, and bars were not open. People had little entertainment except reading books, reading newspapers, and playing in the garden. This created a prosperous Sunday newspaper market. The Sunday Telegraph is a sister newspaper of the Daily Telegraph. The Sunday Telegraph was originally a separate business with a different editorial staff than the Daily Telegraph. However, since 2013, the two groups have been merged and published together for a 7-day newspaper and work. Number 9. The Independent, published in October 7, 1986, known as the British online political leaning, liberal. The newspaper is the youngest daily newspaper in the UK, but its influence is not small. The Independent shows a neutral stance, which is in stark contrast to the Conservative Times and the Progressive Guardian. The newspaper started in the form Broadsheet and changed to a tabloid format in 2003. From March 26, 2016, it was only published on the internet and became the British online newspaper. The target readers' faces are similar to those of the Times and the Daily Telegraph. It is considered a political stance that favors the left. The newspaper took a strong stand on its own view regarding the US and British foreign policy aspects related to the war on terror after the invasion of Iraq in 2003 and the attacks on the Twin Towers on September 11. Thanks for watching today's video. Please subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Have a nice day.